Okay, so I wanted to just make this really quick because something crazy just happened. I never thought this would actually happen, but for once, being in a sorority actually came in handy. Because this girl that just came in, I'm not sure it's one of those chairs, but this girl and her friend just came in, and I was like, I know you from somewhere. You look familiar. And she was like, no, we haven't been here before, because I'd asked them if they had. I was like, no, we don't even live around here. We're just coming in to like kill time. We saw this was here. Trying to get a house sometime soon, and just wanted to get like a couple ideas for everything. I was like, okay, cool. So I can help you with that. You have something called favorites, you know, put stuff on there. It's like an Amazon wish list. You can look at it later. It gives you the lowdown on literally everything. And she was like, okay, cool. I was like, but I still can't figure out where I know you from, but I've seen you before multiple times. And she was like, well, we're actually from like up north somewhere. I said, well, what school did you go to? I said, are you in a sorority? She said, yeah. I said, Phi Sig? She said, no, Delta Zeta. I said, oh, okay. Go ahead. And she was like, yeah, Delta Zeta. I said, oh, okay, cool. What school are you at? Because you said up north. She was like, oh, Ferris. I said, oh, that's why I know you. Phi Sig did a lot of mixers with Delta Zeta. We had a lot of, we had mixers. We hung out with them before during COVID on like Zoom. And I did say, well, I started at Ferris in 2018. I joined Phi Sig about like 2019, early 2020. Yeah, it was like fall of 2020 during COVID. So I was like, yeah, I was on the Zoom calls when they were doing that. And she's like, oh yeah, me too. I was like, oh, for real? So we're probably the same pledge class in fall of 2020. She was like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. So then you probably know Oceana then, right? She's like, yeah. I used to hang around a lot of like 5-6 when I was there. I said, oh, well, that's probably why I know you. Because I do remember a lot of the DZ girls did hang around like a lot of people in 5-6 at one point. And I went and I tried to go on their Instagram page to see if I could find like older photos of her. And hadn't seen any, but in my mind I was like, I feel like at some point she was either the president of DZ or the president of Panhill, and I can't remember which one. I was gonna ask her about it, but I hadn't saw him for a second, and her friend actually scared me a little bit because I just heard a voice just come out of nowhere, like a little whisper. I'm like, what? Turn around, they're just tucked away in a corner on one of the sectionals. So I started talking to him about that instead. I was like, okay, yeah. So, you know, Nuvella, performance fabric, water resistant, stain resistant, fade resistant, all the good stuff, made for life. Because if you're, you know, planning your like future home and you're saying you want to be the people that host everyone at your house and let them stay the night, you're gonna need a lot of stuff. And she's like, yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of money, but we're not there yet. I was gonna start talking about the financing, but I was like, well, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's go a different route. Also, if the camera is moving while I'm talking, it's because I'm trying to straighten up at the same time. But yeah, I was like, okay, yeah. So that's understandable. And, you know, that's also why I brought up the favorites again. I was like, that's also why there's the favorites list. So then anything here that you like or even like the color of, I could save that on there and I can email it to you, and then you can use it for future reference on anything else at all. And then I started talking about the performance fabric a bit more. And then I was like, you know, you remember those couch fires she used to have at Ferris? And immediately she starts laughing. I was like, yeah, I remember those. 2018 we got there, they had the Ferris of Palooza, and it was a lot of couch fires and bonfires that year. I said, yeah. So the reason there isn't an Ashley up there is because of that. Ferris and literally most college towns in this area or in literally any state, mostly Michigan, is known for couch fires. And for someone that works in a furniture store or sells furniture, that is their worst nightmare. Because why are you coming here buying a freaking sectional to use in your dorm for a year, and then at the end of the year you put it on fire? I said to her, I said, that is exactly why there isn't one up there. Because when I started here, I was told there used to be one up there in that area back in like the early 2000s, but because of the couch fires, the distance really too, And because it's literally in the middle of nowhere, and the delivery fees would be a lot higher than they are for someone that lives in the city, not too far from like any location, then that would mean it'd be higher. So like if you live in Sterling Heights or around the store and you get a white glove delivery, it's anywhere from 170 to the most I've seen is like 300. But if you're ordering from here and you live in Big Rapids, Grand Rapids, or even Cloud, Michigan, which Cloud's an hour from Big Rapids for anyone that doesn't know, it's literally like just a strip of road with a few houses in the back, practically. So if you live there, it might be 400 and up. Why? There's no stores near you, for one. There's no one around you, and you're further out. So that means that our regular warehouse drivers wouldn't be coming up there. It would be like one of those like large moving semi trucks, I'd assume. So because distance and how heavy the stuff is, and they have to, load it in, drive it up there, bring it to your house, take it out, put it together, take all the packaging away, throw it away, and then drive back, you're paying for their gas and their labor in double, because it's double the distance. Yeah, so I just was sitting here talking about that. Didn't get a sale out of them, but still got to meet someone that I knew at Ferris, and that's really all I want to talk about that, honestly, because it's not every day you actually meet someone that you knew from something you did prior, just out in the wild. Or at least I don't. That hasn't happened to me all that often, and that's maybe the first time for someone from Ferris, let alone Greek life at Ferris. Second time for someone in general, because I have met someone here that said I used to go to, I want to say it was like elementary or middle school with them, I think. I don't know, but yeah. So didn't get a sale, but I met someone I knew while I was at Ferris. Oh, this little flyer I had here months ago is still there, so that's funny. Guess someone's opened that up, so I'll put that back for someone else to find at random in the wild. But yeah, so didn't know that before, but I got to meet her now, and I even told him, I said, yeah, so I gave both of my cards and said, if you ever have any questions about furniture or just want to talk or anything at all, you have my number. Just let me know. Hit me up, I mean, I already know for a fact I have not talked to this girl while we were at Ferris, because I'd seen her around. I'd seen her with DZ before, but didn't have any classes together, didn't really run in the same circle of friends, even though we were both in sororities together. There were a lot of girls there that didn't really talk to me or approach me much, but I've also been told I don't look like someone that could be approached by some of them, so I don't know, but still a fun, exciting experience either way. Wasn't really expecting that on the busiest day of my week at work, which is a Saturday, so yeah.